You ever question the reason why we work every waking hour on these old trucks just to go to some car show or something? Yeah, me neither. Over the past week or so, I've been busting butt trying to just button up a lot of the loose ends on this truck. As you may have seen in some of the previous videos, we have put a 700R4 in this truck. And I wired up a torque converter switch to lock the converter in this truck. Also put a PCV valve finally on this truck. And we have vacuum advance now. With those two things alone, it should make this truck completely different on the highway and just cruising around town and all that stuff. Kind of took the race car mode out of it. So with all that being said, needless to say, a lot has changed on this truck. We need to get this thing test fired. I'm gonna hook this battery up, and that way we can check for leaks and just kind of start tuning around on this thing just a little bit before we head for power tour, which is the ultimate goal, which I will tell you, it's less than a week away at this point. To say I've procrastinated a little bit is an understatement, but we are well on our way, hopefully, to getting this old truck back on the road. So with the 700R4, everything is controlled by a TV cable, and I borrowed this sweet little gauge here from my buddy Brent, who's also going to be going on power tour with us. So what we're going to do, run through the range of motion once we get the truck fired up and see what our pressure is going to be. So without further ado, let's try to kick this thing off. Ouch. Moment of truth, let's see what we got. Sounds like we're not hitting it all. Let me check that distributor. Round two. Do some more investigating. I'll try to kick it off again now.
Want me to do it?
I got her. It's out of time a little bit. Try it now. How's that? Alright. They say lean is mean.
She is mean. I didn't realize like that thing was, it's fast.
Here we go.
Damn.
Alright, so I've been doing some tinkering off camera, and I did get it to fire up. I'm going to try to put a timing light on this thing, that way we can kind of dial this thing in. I'm going to go right about 36 degrees, I think, is what I've been running this thing on, which we've got the vacuum advance now, so I'm taking that off, and I'm just going to plug it with this stud for my carburetor temporarily so we can get everything set, and then we can plug that back in and it can compensate for everything. And then later on, Brent, my buddy, is going to come by. He's going to help me dial in this carburetor because I'm not a guru on that by any means. So let's see if we can't fire this thing back up, kind of start dialing it in a little bit closer than what it is now. Yeah, some days it's just all kinds of crazy stuff going on, but without further ado, let's fire this thing back up. Hey, so we got the thing running pretty good. Battery ran out, or the memory card ran out of my camera, so Didn't catch the full kind of dialing that thing in, unfortunately, but it's running really good, better than it probably ever has with the new PCV valve. And I didn't have vacuum advance hooked up just because I was setting total timing, so we'll still see how that goes. But had that little gauge on there. I don't even know if it's on camera, but I did test the throttle valve in the transmission, and it is very good. It's got great pressure, so that's all a big win. So the next thing we're going to do, kind of setting up for hopefully tomorrow or the next day to tune the truck, is I'm going to be installing an AFR gauge, air-fuel ratio, to see if we're running lean, super fat, which in previous history with that truck, it's always ran super fat, which could have been the fact that I didn't have a PCV, and probably the vacuum advance is going to help that also. Got this little Amazon kit. If you're interested, I'll drop it down below. I don't have any skin in the game, but you can at least see the parts that I'm using. It's a pretty cool little kit. Comes with this little box and all the wiring that you're going to need, and the O2 style sensor. When I did my transmission swap, I went ahead and welded that bung in. But if you do not have that already, they send you one that you can weld in yourself. I'm going to try to get this thing knocked out real quick so we can hopefully figure out what our air-fuel ratio is in the truck, and then that'll just help us dial that thing even that much more, and it'll be so much more efficient for power tour. Enough talking. Let's get to working. Well, now that I've successfully destroyed the shop, we do have a working AFR gauge, and that's kind of a thing I've been wanting to do on that, putting that in an ashtray, because to me, like a 66 truck, a digital gauge kind of looks kind of weird in it. So got that thing where if I'm not needing it, I can throw the ashtray closed and nobody will ever know I've even got it in there. So yeah, I'm excited to see how it works once we fire that up tomorrow and we can start tuning around on that thing. I'm not familiar with like an AFR gauge and all that, but my buddy Brent, he's pretty good with all that kind of stuff, so he's going to kind of walk me through that, and hopefully I can bring you along. But it's getting late once again, but we are dwindling down. Tomorrow is going to be 4 days till power tour, so fingers crossed we get a little bit of a test drive in tomorrow and this thing actually performs the way I'm anticipating it to. Yeah. Fired up. test rip here on the 700 R4. So far so good. It's driving and pulling under its own power, so here we go. Alright, so it is Saturday morning and the test drive went pretty uneventful. Everything worked pretty good. I'm not 100% convinced that the lockup switch is working, but it ran good. But like I was saying today, we're going to be tuning this thing, but as you can see, it's raining right now, so that's kind of unfortunate. But maybe Brent can come out to my place instead of me going to his house. I don't know yet. But I'm getting a new battery right now. Layla and I are cruising over to Owensboro, Kentucky to get a new battery because mine, as you can see in this little video, is starting to leak. So I don't know what's going on with that. And you could hear yesterday in the video, it was just draining and we had to actually put a charger on it just to get the thing to start. So I don't know if it's leaking fluid. It didn't look like it had a crack in the case or anything. It looked like it was kind of pushing out in the little place where you fill it up with water or whatever. So I don't know, always something, but we're gonna get that swapped out and then hopefully that'll be done. And I've got a couple odd and end things I'm gonna be getting over here for the trip, but it's Saturday, we're leaving Monday, so hopefully I get this thing pretty dialed in today. I parked the truck yesterday over there by Kincaid Insurance. There's that curb. Well, I laid it out.
Yeah.
Luke couldn't get out, he had to crawl across.
Is that right?
Alright, so the carb is super rich still. Brent is out here and we are gonna start disassembling this thing a little bit because we're gonna change a couple things. I'll let Brent tell you what all that's gonna be because I don't really know. I've got all the gaskets that we need.
Yeah, I hope so. Taking about 8 inches to start that pulling in. I figured it'd pull in a little sooner than that. This is really nice because these things, we don't have to do no drilling and tapping.
Yeah.
You know? Okay, I put your factory ones right here in this hole. I thought I had some extra little baggies, but I don't.
I'm fresh out of dime bags myself, man.
Little fentanyl bags.
Yeah, well, fentanyl. Right, probably laced.
You got a cordless drill?
Yep. And that's your fixture so you
It's
can
my
hold
little
it.
holding fixture.
That's cool.
And I do this backwards for what you would think.
Oh, I remember you saying that.
Go with this 29 thousandths first, see what happens.
Yeah, that'll drop her down pretty good there, won't it?
Yeah, it may be too much. We'll be able to tell real quick.
And it needs to be pretty drastic from where it's at, though.
Yeah, easy way to do it is to get it down low enough to where it won't run. To where like you got to keep giving it a lot of throttle for it to run. Then go back the other way.
Okay. What did you think about that vacuum advance?
It's pulling in a little later than I like, but it might be all right.
Okay.
You know, it actually got leaning there pretty right where it's getting real close, or kind of close. Them idle adjustment screws are only out a half a turn.
Okay.
If they need to be somewhere between 1 turn and 1.5.
Right.
If they're in further than that, then the fuel restrictors are still too big.
Okay. Do you want to take it all the way off, or you want to just pull it?
We can actually just, well, yeah, we really need to take it off because I need to look at the transition slots.
Okay, yeah, we do need to do that anyway, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
After this time, we shouldn't have to take it back off. We can just take the bowls off.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do about that vacuum.
Yeah, we might be able to figure something out on that. I mean, it won't affect it. It'll be fine going down the road because when you get your RPMs up just a little bit, it'll pull vacuum.
Just not idle.
It's just going to affect your idle, which can be troublesome. Do you have any other vacuum advances?
Yeah, I've got a bunch of them.
I can be checking them, see if we can find one that pulls in a little bit.
We're gonna go smaller still yet?
Yeah.
On the, okay.
Yeah, we're going smaller on those. Matt, this one's pulling them way quicker than that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one here, I think this one here will work.
I thought that one felt stiff the other day whenever I was installing it.
Yeah.
Because I was playing around, you know, just kind of pulling it in by hand, just with my finger. And it felt...
Yeah, it's not taking much to pull it.
You pulled that one
We'll
all
try
the way.
this one. Huh?
You're showing off again for the camera.
We'll have to quit that.
Oh.
You fit right in order.
Oh yeah. Didn't you say you got an adjustable can on yours, don't you? Like you can put a Allen head up in there or something? Wasn't that?
I may have. I don't remember.
I thought that was you telling me about that. I seen one of those on.
Yeah, well, you can tell them because they got like a hex here,
Right.
a hex shape.
See, I was gonna buy one of those, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Mine may be that way because it seemed like I was messing with one on a vehicle, and I couldn't get it to do right because what it was doing was just changing the range from one place to the next. It was range, the upper.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't changing the one I couldn't get the low end, the amount it took to pull in to change, or I couldn't get it low enough. Maybe I just couldn't get it low enough. Don't really. It's been so long. I don't remember.
You've been working on too many other people's junk since then, huh?
Too many years behind me.
Always fun doing this stuff after it gets hot on you.
Yeah.
Everywhere I put my hand, it's something else. It's like, hello, I'm hot too.
Yeah, that's the fun part about working on the hot motor.
Yep. Do you have a gauge that'll tell like what the engine's pulling at idle?
Yeah, we could put that gauge on it and see what it's doing.
I was just curious. My phone was like, what the hell is that? Hello. So we started off at 35 thousandths, right?
Yeah.
And down to 29.
Yep.
And now to 24 on the idle fuel restrictors. Did I get that right?
Yep.
Alright. And we're also probably going to be setting those transfer slots here in just a minute because they're way off, and Brent says that is pretty crucial as well. Here we go.
All right. All right, try her. Try her again.
It was bouncing between 15 and 19. A little lean, huh?
Yeah, let me turn these screws out a little bit.
But we're getting in the right direction though. Like you
Yeah,
said.
yeah, we're getting to where we want to be. We may got to
It
the
already
point,
sounds better.
we may have got to the point where we need to go back the other way.
Right. It sounds like rowdier, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It just kind of has a more crisp sound to it now.
Mm-hmm. I had them set it. I turned them at 1. If it don't idle there, we need to go up. Okay, let's try her.
Alrighty. As soon as you gave it any gas at all, if it came much over idle, it'd go to about 16 something.
Would it?
Yeah.
Okay. Trick to start?
Just turn key.
Okay. Just normal old trick?
Just normal old trick.
Yeah. Got her a little too lean.
A little too lean now.
Yep.
She does sound pretty rowdy right now though.
Yeah.
What'd you think? Crank her up.
Yeah. Let me hook this up on there. See.
So what was our number we went with on this one? On our fuel restrictors?
26, I think.
26. It was a 24, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Try her out.
Yeah.
Is the starter gonna cooperate, or is it
Oh.
gonna be weird again? I'll let you control the throttle up
Okay.
there. Like we went the other way. We went at 15. Show off your tech gear here. I know I keep misplacing all your tools.
Yeah, okay. I was looking on the tire, but I didn't see it.
I didn't want it to vibrate off.
I'm gonna put that
What'd you call it? The Kentucky catch can?
Kentucky catch can.
All right, so we had a vacuum line unplugged. You ready?
Yes, sir. Okay, try again. We put this vacuum advance limiter made by Crane Cams right here, and what that's going to do, it's going to limit the vacuum advance so it'll hold in a little bit more initial timing to keep the engine running in gear.
Because it was dying whenever we were putting it in gear. What do we have it pumped up to? What was it, 20?
22 degrees initial.
Yeah, and then it would stay running.
Yeah. You got such of an overlap with your cam, you know it's.
So would you say that's 3/4 race cam or full race cam?
A good question. I guess we'd have to take it out and measure it.
Right.
I'll put that right there so we can find it.
Oh, okay.
So we can't find it.
Oh, goodness. That sounds like we ever need a holster, don't we?
Yeah, definitely.
Red eye?
Yep.
Try again?
Yeah.
I wonder.
What do we do?
Let's see here. Yep.
Oh, I did that, didn't I?
Well, anytime you take that thing off, it'll
done.
almost guaranteed. I don't have the right clip on this. I just got these little spades on here. So.
I see.
It's supposed to have like a little retainer on there.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like a little clip thing.
Yeah. That costs more money though.
Hey, it wouldn't be no fun if it didn't fall off every once in a while.
Okay. Do it right there. Ready?
Yep. Yeah, it's about 150 right now, so it'll come up quite a bit. Oh, okay, a little bitty diamond.
Get the little ridge right there.
Yeah. That might be close to going slow. I drove with a little ridge going slow.
Is it?
Yeah. Oops. Whoops. He says. It slipped by you, huh?
Happens.
Alrighty, so we are currently under the truck. We've got the pan drop because we are not getting the torque converter lockup like I had kind of suspected. So we're doing some preliminary tests here to hopefully figure it out.
Just switch on and off. Got voltage?
It's in, yeah, it did. Yeah, right at 13.
You're gonna see my talents again.
Oh, you're gonna blow on her?
Yep.
I think it's gonna be the first one to get on camera though.
Okay, Lucas, I don't need no narration for this either.
That's what I'm paid for.
It's gonna, it's gonna taste good. You know me.
Make sure you use your tongue.
I'm blowing instead of sucking this time.
Oh, okay. Need Luke to get in there.
There won't be a solenoid left.
So you should be able to blow through that.
Yeah, but that little check valve, if it went up in there real hard, it may stick. And the hydraulic pressure would push it open. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Let me get something to poke up in there.
All right, so this is the pressure switch we just switched out. This is a normally, it was normally closed, right?
Yes, we needed to normally open for this.
Yeah, we needed to normally open, so that's about an impossible thing to find. So we had a donor out here. The 66 GMC actually has a 700 in it, and it actually had the right pressure switch. So now it's going to be living in that truck for the next week or so, and we'll order another one for the GMC. See how this thing runs now. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we got lockup, and that'll be about the last thing on the list. Alright, so test run didn't go very good again for the lockup. I've got a couple things I'm going to do, but honestly, it's just getting such a time crunch right now because Saturday, we're leaving Monday, and I've got a couple things I got to do tomorrow, so probably going to end the video off here. So if you're not already, hit subscribe so you can follow along the power tour and see if I actually get this thing locking up or not. I appreciate the heck out of you sticking in here. On a positive note, this thing is running better than it ever has. Brent got this thing dialed in, so big shout out to you, Brent, for helping me, man. That was awesome. And Luke also came by and gave me a hand too. So thanks both of you guys. It's definitely going to be a journey, so hopefully you follow along. I'm going to try to post daily, see how that goes, as long as nothing too crazy happens. So see you out on the power tour.